actually, real quick, we should probably tell the people the 3 crimes that we're potentially looking at here that they actually put in the search warrant, guys. So these are the 3 statutes, okay, that they put so when you apply for a search warrant, guys, you have to cite statutes of law that you're using to go ahead and search, the premise. And the 3 laws that they used was, this one is the first one, 18 U.S.C. 793, gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information. Okay.
Right.
And this one I would say is probably the most serious, guys. For some of you guys that are wondering, this is what they got Robert Hansen under, and right now he is in Florence, Colorado, serving a life sentence for violating this crime, this statute for selling secrets to the Russians. Was Trump selling secrets to the Russians? No, there's no evidence.
Here's the interesting thing about this one, about 793.
Yeah.
This particular statute, it actually technically doesn't matter whether the information is classified or not classified.
Yes.
Technically, this one is just if it's defense information, regardless of whether it's classified or classified. So this whole argument about it being declassified, so it will go to actually what is the information, right? Now, is it actually vital defense information, or is it something that is like a trivial detail, right?
Yeah.
That may have ended up being classified or being classified for some other reason, right?
Yep.
Is it actually defense information? We don't know. We have no clue. We haven't seen exactly what it is. But this one is very, very interesting because a lot of us are spending time arguing about the classified versus declassified argument, but technically it doesn't matter for 793.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, for 793, all they have to prove is that it's defense information, guys. And defense information is extremely broad, okay? And then the next one here is what Andrew was talking about: destruction, alteration, or falsification of records in federal investigations and bankruptcy. And
this is the one that he is most likely to be, if he's going to be got on anything, right? This is the one.
Yeah. And because this is an extremely, guys, look at this. Whoever knowingly alters, destroys, mutilates, conceals, covers up, falsifies, or makes a false entry in any record, document, or tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation or proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of any department or agency of the United States, or any case filed under Title 11 or in relation to or contemplation of any such matter or case, shall be fined under this title in prison not more than 20 years or both. Guys, that is the biggest run-on sentence I've ever seen in my life. But pretty much the U.S. government's telling you, hey, we can pretty much, you do any of this stuff, we can come after you for this statute right here, 18 U.S.C. 1519.
And this is the one, if they wanted right now in that stream, that's why I'm calling them out right now, is saying if they really wanted to do a good job and they actually knew what the fuck they're talking about, and they actually were, former federal agents like Myron here, they would actually look this up, look at it, and be like, under this statute, which is the one that we think is most likely, here's the punishment, up to 20 years or fined, right? Because it can be just a fine. He could just be fined.
Yep.
Right? They could choose not to imprison him at all. That could be something that does not happen. Or that the judge doesn't grant in this particular case because it's something relatively trivial or de minimis. So they should be reading the statute. They're not. Note that they're not right now.
And the other one here, U.S. Code 2071, concealment, removal, or mutilation generally. And this one, again, another extremely general statute that they can go ahead and use as almost a catch-all. Okay. And I think this one has a very interesting point to it that you actually noted here, Andrew, which is, as used in this subsection, the term office does not include the office held by any person as a retired officer of the armed forces of the United States. Basically, this statute, guys, violating this statute makes it where you cannot run for office again.
Yeah, it says shall forfeit his office and be disqualified from holding any office under the United States, which is an interesting thing. But then you have to consider the president is not just any old fucking office. And the Constitution literally says the requirements for being the president. You live in this country, you're like a resident of the United States, right? You're a citizen of the United States, and you are 35 years old. That's what the Constitution says. So it's going to be a really hard argument to say that something adds to the Constitution without being a constitutional amendment. I think that this law is not a constitutional amendment. So I don't think that technically this can change the requirements of the presidency. Maybe other positions, but not the presidency.
Yeah, and not only that, very interesting as well. And we talked about this on
That's so funny. Sorry, but what Hunch said here, this is one of my guys, the menu from a base DFAT can be defense information. Like, that's literally like what they're eating in the Army cafeteria, right?
Oh,
that's fucking top secret information. You know what I'm saying? But it really could be something fucking small.
Yeah.
Like you talked about it, Myron. You said it could be some details about Mar-a-Lago, like where stuff is.
Yeah. No,
And that
absolutely.
could be
I
it.
also want to bring to everyone's attention here that this is a statute that everyone is saying they're going to use this to try to get Trump to not be able to run office again. And my argument to this is it goes here as using the subsection, the term office does not include the office held by any person as a as a retired officer of the armed forces of the United States. Trump's lawyers can argue that as commander in chief of the United States, he is an officer of the military. The chief
That's
officer.
the highest officer. Yeah, I mean that's number one officer. So yeah,
When you are president of the United States, you are, you are the top guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that could be something that his lawyers can use as well. But yeah, it's very interesting that they use this statute. I've never seen this statute before in my life until this case. So this is also something very interesting. But these are three.
Get out their fucking microscopes to find this one. I mean, this is got some dust on those pages because I haven't seen that one either ever.